Hi.
Hi. Doing okay for a 208-year-old woman.
You look great.
Ich bin eine alte Frau. I am Anna Barbara Koch Keller Waldbaum Veile. My grandson Louis Keller was on the church council in the Jubilee year of 1935, and he hosted the Sunday school picnic at his farm out here on the Floorville Road. You know where the Schallers have their farms now? My great-grandson Harold was also known as Susie, but that's another story for another day. And then there's my great-great-granddaughter Betty. Now she's a pistol. I was born in Simmerhofen, Mittelfranken, Bavaria on the 21st of January in 1817. I came to America by myself in 1844 aboard the ship Emerald. We left from Havre, France, and landed in New York City on May the 30th. My parents, Conrad and Sibylla Koch, my brother Johann Michael, his wife Margarita, and daughter Gertruda came to America in November of 1846 by way of New Orleans. We all ended up here in Centerville. You know, that's what Millstadt was called back then. I outlived 3 husbands and 4 children. My first husband was Johann Leonard Keller. He was born in 1813 in Walsenhofen, Württemberg. Our villages were only about 2.5 miles apart. He came to America before I did. He worked as a farmhand, saved up some money, and sent for me. We married at Zion Church on December the 8th, 1844. Don had bought 20 acres of land just down this road here. You know where the Breyer subdivision is? Right there in the front, little 20 acres. We paid $267 for that. We were farmers. We had 6 children. Carolina died at the age of 7 and is buried here at Freiburg along with my mother. We also had Maria, Adam, Heinrich Ludwig, Johannes, and Margarita. You know, back then every family had at least one Margarita. We all survived the cholera epidemic in the summer of 1849. I was with child with Ludwig at the time. My John was so glad to be in America. He became a naturalized citizen in August of 1854, but sadly he died 2 months later in October, and he's buried here at Freiburg. I wasn't widowed long. I married Kristen Waldbaum on April the 9th, 1855 at Zion. They have me identified as Margarita, but I don't know why. We had a baby who died in less than a year, and so did the husband. So I married my third husband, Joseph Anton Veile, a young one, 14 years my junior, but that was nothing new in my family. My mother was 6 years older than my father. This time I got married at the courthouse, March the 7th, 1857. We had 2 more children, Amelia Louise, who married Louis Miller and moved to Schnitten, and Carl Joseph. And we also raised a little orphan girl named Anna. At first we lived where Johann and I had lived. I had sold the property back to the original owner but kept living there. Joseph was also a farmer, but he decided soon that he wanted to be a property owner, and he started buying up farms. He had bought 2 farms east of Millstadt. We actually received our mail through the Belleville post office with a Smithton address. I don't know. But it was out there near where the Millstadt Sportsman's Club is. And that was a total of 112 acres. And then he started purchasing property in Millstadt. If you're familiar with where Bill and Judy Verse live on West Laurel Street, that empty lot, that was ours. And then one across the alley as well. You see, Millstadt was already platted out the way it looks today. He was also quite the politician. He had emigrated to America in 1853 when he was 22 years old from Württemberg. He had received a good education, but wanted to come to America for the opportunities and to avoid service in the German army, like many others. He became a naturalized citizen in March of 1859. He was elected to the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners as a Republican. They actually had Republicans on the county board back then. And he served from 1869 to 1874. By then his real estate holdings were up to $14,500. He was elected twice to represent St. Clair County in the Illinois legislature in 1878 and 1880. And he was Millstadt's postmaster at the time of his death in 1892. My son Adam had 10 children, but he lost 4 of them within 5 days in July of 1883 to diphtheria. His 5th child living at that time Adam Martin also had diphtheria, but he survived. My daughter Maria married Peter Kaufleisch, who built the Millstadt Hotel in 1881, and my daughter Margaretha married Philip Weigand. My son Ludwig married Barbara Miller, a daughter of Philip Miller, who was one of many blacksmiths in Millstadt. Ludwig died one day before his 37th birthday. He left 5 children. My daughter-in-law Babette was truly a survivor. She was left with a farm in the Roachtown area with only 1 young son and 4 daughters. They farmed until she sold the land in 1912 to the Fisher Fuel Company, which started the first strip mine in the Millstadt area. But that was after my passing. I died on April 30th, 1899. I had a full life.
Very good.